Pavo stood by the crystal lake, his tail feathers fanned out. The morning sun hit the patterns, casting shimmering light across the grass. Every creature was spellbound. A rabbit froze mid-hop. A deer stopped chewing, its head turning toward the water in silent awe. Pavo tilted his head, watching the audience gather with a cold gaze. He strutted in a tight, proud circle, his voice sharp and loud. I am the masterpiece of this forest. The monkeys retreated into the canopy. Then, the sky turned a bruised purple. The storm arrived with a fury. Thunder rumbled through the trees for 3 long days and nights. When the sky finally cleared, the world was unrecognizable. Pavo stepped to the edge, but his reflection was gone. His feathers were matted with wet dirt, hanging heavy and dull. He waited by the water for hours, but no one came. The rabbits were dragging fallen branches to clear a path. The deer were nudging smaller animals toward higher ground. The monkeys were busy weaving vines to mend broken nests. Pavo stood alone in the mud. He was simply in the way. He saw a sparrow shivering on the cold ground, its wing bent. Pavo did not check if anyone was watching. There was no audience. He spread his heavy, damp feathers wide and wrapped them around the bird. He stood motionless as the wind howled, shielding the tiny creature. The sun finally touched the horizon. You are not just beautiful. You are kind. He realized that his feathers could be a sanctuary. He remained there, a silent guardian in the fading light. He walked to the valley where the deer were struggling to reach food. Using his strong beak, he pulled down low-hanging branches. He stood over the rabbit burrows, his wide tail acting as a roof. He spent his days working alongside the others. He caught his reflection in a clear puddle. His feathers were glowing again. He did not need the lake to tell him who he was anymore. He turned back to the work at hand, his heart full of strength. He walked toward the forest where the animals were gathering. Pavo fanned his tail, not to show off, but to provide shade. The forest moved with him, a chorus of life. He was no longer a lone masterpiece. He was part of the song,